A girl and a boy walked home after a date, laughing softly as the night grew quiet. To save time, they chose a shortcut through an old graveyard. Fog curled around the headstones, and the air felt heavy. The girl squeezed his hand, uneasy. She joked it felt like a spooky movie, but her voice trembled. The boy laughed it off, teasing that nothing was there, just shadows and imagination, but the silence around them didn't feel normal. As they walked deeper, distant sounds echoed low and strange. The girl slowed, fear creeping in, but the boy brushed it aside. Then his tone changed. He began criticizing her, first lightly, then harshly. Her walk, her face, even her scent, he mocked everything. Each word stung more than the last. She stayed quiet, hurt, and confused. This wasn't the person she loved. The darkness around them seemed to grow heavier with every step. She finally asked why he was being so cruel. His response was even worse, filled with insults that cut deep. Tears welled in her eyes as she questioned everything, especially their upcoming marriage. Suddenly he dropped to his knees, clutching his head, crying out in pain. His behavior shifted from cruel to terrifying. The girl hesitated, unsure whether to run or help as his body trembled in the dim light. He began to change in a horrifying way, his movements erratic and unnatural. Panic surged through her, and she turned to run. Behind her she could hear him chasing, his footsteps uneven but fast. The graveyard seemed endless now, the fog thicker, swallowing the path. Just as she neared the exit, she stumbled, and something grabbed her. She screamed, overwhelmed by fear as everything went dark. She woke suddenly in her bed, breathing hard, her body shaking. Relief washed over her. It was only a nightmare. Beside her, her husband lay quietly. She nudged him, still shaken, and asked why he married her. At first, there was no answer. The silence stretched, unsettling. When he finally spoke, his quiet reply echoed the nightmare, sending a chill through her and leaving her questioning if it had truly ended.
I was 13, living a normal, happy life when Nick moved in next door. He seemed quiet but helpful, fixing things around our house. My mom didn't trust him and warned me to stay away. I listened, but he kept trying to talk to me. One day, I found my fort repaired with a letter inside. At first it felt kind, but something about it didn't feel right. The next letter scared me. Nick said he wanted to be with me and blamed my mom for keeping us apart. I didn't understand it, but my mom did. She called the police. They said he had a criminal past, and he was arrested. Even from jail, he sent angry letters. Eventually, they stopped, and I tried to move on and forget him. Then one day, he was back. I saw him standing outside, staring at me. After that, it didn't stop. Every time I went outside, he was there, watching. I felt trapped in my own home. Someone left a teddy bear for me, and I knew it was him, even if we couldn't prove it. I was scared all the time. One morning, he followed me in his car when I was driving to school. I was terrified. I drove as fast as I could to my grandmother's house, and he followed me all the way there. When he saw her, he finally left. The police arrested him again, but I knew it wasn't over. I felt like he would never stop. When he got released again, I was sure he would come after me. My mom and I left our home and went into hiding. Even after he was sentenced again, I couldn't feel safe. I'm not the same person anymore. I used to trust people. Now, I'm always looking over my shoulder, wondering if he'll come back.
I still remember the smell the moment I stepped into Happy Chuck's old grease, dust, and something stale I couldn't place. I was alone on the night shift. Just me and the security room. The animatronics stood on stage, smiling too wide, like they were waiting for something. I told myself it was just a job. Just a building. Nothing more. At first, I just watched the cameras to stay awake. The hallways were empty, dead quiet. Then I checked stage A. My stomach dropped. Chuck was gone. I leaned closer, thinking I missed him somehow. I even checked the feed again. Still gone. I tried to laugh it off. Until I saw a shadow move in hallway 2. I froze when I saw it. Something heavy was walking down the hall. Slow, deliberate, metal scraping with every step. I zoomed in. It was Chuck. But not like on stage. His head was slightly tilted, like it was wrong, like it wasn't supposed to be like that. My hand shook so bad I almost dropped the mouse. I locked the door instantly. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it. Then I heard footsteps right outside the office. Stopping. Waiting. The handle moved slowly. I backed away, unable to look away. The door didn't open. But I heard scratching. Like something testing it. Then silence. That silence was worse. When I checked the cameras again, Bonnie was gone too. Then the bird animatronic. One by one, the stage kept emptying. The lights flickered, then died completely. Emergency power turned everything red. Now I could hear them everywhere, footsteps in the halls, closer every time I switched cameras. They weren't wandering. They were tracking me. I don't remember the door opening. I just remember it giving in. Metal footsteps filled the room. I backed into the corner as Chuck stood in the doorway, too close now. That same frozen smile. Except it wasn't frozen anymore. The speaker hissed, then a broken voice said, "Showtime." The cameras died one by one. And then I was in the dark.
I was staying in my aunt's house in Derry for the summer. Everyone in town acted weird when I mentioned the old storm drains behind the neighborhood. "Don't go near them," they said too quickly. Of course, that made me curious. At night, I kept hearing something outside, like faint laughter echoing through the street, even when no one was there. The first time I saw it, I thought my eyes were playing tricks. A flash of color near the storm drain, bright red balloons tied to a rusted grate. I walked closer, heart pounding, and heard a voice from below. Soft. Friendly. Like it was talking just to me. It said it knew my name. I backed away fast. But I swear I heard it laughing as I left. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I heard dripping water and distant giggles. When I looked out my window, I saw the balloons again, except now they were gone, replaced by a shadow standing just out of the streetlight. It tilted its head like it was watching me think about it. I told myself it wasn't real. I didn't believe that. Next day, I tried to ignore it, but things kept happening. Drain covers rattling when no one was near them. A paper boat floating in a puddle that hadn't been there before. Then, in the evening, I heard it again, closer this time. A voice from the sewer calling my name like it was singing it. I ran inside, but I knew it was already following. That night, I finally saw it clearly in the streetlight. A clown-like figure, smiling to wide, standing just at the edge of the sewer entrance. It didn't move at first, just stared. Then it spoke again, like it knew every fear I had. The lights flickered, and when they came back, it was gone. But I still hear it sometimes, laughing from places I can't see.